and welcome to our 4th installment of Cultured Chef. I'm Jamie Costin from Rimbey FCSS, and I am proud to introduce you to Desiree Vandenhoven. And she is going to teach us how to cook a dish from the Netherlands called, I can't even say it.
Kippenpastijtje, which would be a chicken ragout, a chicken pot pie, but then we're using puff pastry instead.
And it looks phenomenal. I can't wait to get through this recipe. You guys are gonna love this one. So how do we start off? What should we do first, Desiree?
Well, we'll start off with chicken, and we can take a chicken breast, or we can, if we want to go the easy route, take a chicken from the rotisserie chicken, and use, or if you have cooked the chicken and you have leftover, that you can use that too.
Awesome.
I prefer chicken, but there might be people that say, "Wow, can we do it with turkey? Can we do it with beef?" And yes, absolutely, you can.
Perfect.
You can substitute it for every. So if we have a chicken breast,
yeah,
we're doing a recipe for one. I usually do 1 chicken breast per person.
Yeah.
So we'll take this, and then we need some chicken broth.
Okay.
And again, we're taking the easy steps, and we're taking the chicken breast and about 2 cups of chicken broth.
Okay.
We add that in there, and then we boil it till it's ready, and that's usually about 10-12 minutes for us.
We want the chicken completely cooked with this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we put this on. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
That's new to me.
Me too. We are using an induction top tonight. So, Desiree, where are you from?
Well, actually, I live about 5 miles northwest of here, but I was born in the Netherlands in a town called Apeldoorn. Actually, it's not a town; it's a city. I think now close to 200,000 people.
Oh, big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you move here?
I moved here in 1983, and due to marriage, I was here on a nanny job.
Yeah.
In 81, 82, and went home, and then just before I went back home, I met my now-to-be husband, and I came back about a year later. A week and a half later, we were engaged, and 3 months later, we were married.
Very cool.
And our standing joke actually is that I wanted to immigrate really desperately, and he needed someone to milk cows, and apparently it worked.
And how many kids later?
2 kids later.
2 kids later.
2 kids later.
And Desiree is a big part in our community. She's on the Rimbey Evergreen Co-op board as well. So, and has been soccer and helped, I know,
and hockey and library at school. Yeah.
Part of the community. So we're excited to learn this. So now what should our next step be?
Our next step is, once the chicken is done, we'll cut it up in little pieces.
Okay.
And then we're ready to make our next step, and that would be fried onions, the butter, melt the butter, add the onions and the garlic and the mushrooms.
Okay.
So we'll do that in this pan.
Okay, I'll get this turned on for you. So this dish, you had it when you were a kid, or is this something you had often?
Well, yes and no. Actually, my memory goes back to the time that my dad, I was 12 years old, and my dad was dying of lung cancer. And my mom, he was in a different city, so my mom didn't drive. We always had to go by train and bus.
Yeah.
And then if I come along, my treat was at lunchtime we would go out and eat in a restaurant, and this is what I would eat.
This is what you'd have.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a special treat.
Yeah.
And that's my memory back for this. Yeah.
Oh. How much butter do you like to have? A little more?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
You can use butter, or you can use olive oil, whatever you have.
Okay. Slicing the mushrooms.
There. Right to that. And then we need a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
And we've got our onion.
1 clove?
Yeah, please. Yeah. I brought a... I was going to say, you want me to teach you a trick?
Yeah. I love learning tricks.
If you sometimes it's hard to get that off. You
Yeah.
press it,
Oh, and then it just pops right
and
off.
then it pops right off.
Oh yeah, because in my kitchen I sit and
Yeah, no, pop it with a knife or
And
spoon
it
or
just
whatever.
there.
There.
I'm keeping you around. You're teaching me new things. I like
Okay.
this. All right. Oh, and our chicken's really cooking. I'll flip it over. So this chicken will be nice and tender with it boiling in broth.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you want to go fancy, you can make your own broth, right?
Yeah.
Just use water and
Yeah.
different condiments in it. Easy way is just click this. Can we put this a little bit higher? Or?
I think it's as high.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah, this is smelling so good. You can smell the garlic and the onions and then the chicken and the chicken broth, like the steam. I wish you could smell it because it is so good.
Oh, you have to do it at home in your whole house. will
That's
smell.
right. It'll smell wonderful. This is a great recipe for our cold January evening. Get home and this is going to taste so good.
Yeah, if you research it, sometimes people do it more when the festivity days are, like Christmas or New Year's.
Yes.
Just they don't want a big meal, and you can quick make this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you make these at the head and freeze them, or is it better to assemble them
No,
because of
it's-
the puff pastry?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The puff pastry itself says when you cook them, you can redo them.
Yeah.
But I just take them out. It's 20 minutes in the oven, and they're ready.
Yeah.
And if you time it a little bit, this whole thing would take about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And your puff pastry, and you're ready to
So
go.
while this is cooking, we're going to prepare our puff pastry then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the puff pastry after it came out of the oven.
Yeah.
And what does it look like before we put it in?
So this is the pack, and this is what they look like
Oh my
when they
goodness.
come out.
They're so darn cute.
And so you break them, and then you lay them on a cookie sheet, and you bake them.
And so the top pops up,
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah. The top.
As you
pops
bake
up.
it, the top pops.
Yeah. And then you just take a knife. Here,
Yeah.
you know, take a knife and you just pop it up. Put it to the side, and once you fill them, you can put it back up for decoration.
So cool. I love this. Like I would have seen this in the freezer section of our local co-op and not quite known what to put in it. I love this idea.
It's something different, right?
Yeah.
And actually, when my kids were little, because I use a curry as a spice,
Yeah.
they weren't overly keen on the curry. It also looked greenish,
Yes.
like kids and greenish. And so I let them fill it the way they wanted, and it was quite often just a couple slices of ham and cheese.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we would eat as a family. It's just they didn't have the.
Everyone
ragu in
could
it.
have their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. I love this. So have you
Oh,
gone
you
back
smell
to visit lots? Yeah. It smells so good. The garlic and the onion. Oh, you can't go wrong with garlic and onion and butter. Yeah, you can you can smell the real butter.
The first few years, not much.
Yeah.
Because we were just too busy on the farm. But later on, I tried every 3 or 4 years to
Yeah.
go back, but it's usually for about a week.
Yeah.
My mom was still there, and I have 2 sisters that are still
Still
living
there.
in Holland. Yeah. And I would go back to visit. But
Yeah.
it's nice to go, but it's a holiday for me.
Yes.
It's not home anymore.
No, this is home.
This is home.
What do you miss the most there when you go back? You're like, oh, I can't wait to see this or do this.
Pastry,
Yes.
the Dutch pastry. In Holland we have the word gezelligheid. In German it could be gemütlich, but there's no Dutch word for it, no English word
Oh,
for
there
it.
isn't.
No, but it's a coziness,
Ah.
togetherness, and you would have that. in Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweden, Highgate,
Well, maybe, I don't know.
I think, yes. The cozy comfort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we need that in Alberta just as
we
much.
do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great.
Well, we're getting close.
It's smelling so good. The mushrooms are starting. So we want this to be browned.
Yeah, well, not really brown, but a little cooked.
Yeah. Get some of the moisture out. And so was it hard moving? Did you always know English?
I had it in school.
Yeah.
For after elementary, our school system there is a little different than here, but I had it for about 8 years. So I could manage, but in Holland you learn the British English.
Yes.
So you would say I'm in queue instead of I'm standing in line.
Yeah.
Like little things like that. That took a little bit to get used to it.
Yeah.
The British, I think, would say this English is a bit of a slang.
Yeah.
And I know after I had been a nanny for a few months and I come back, it was, oh, you speak a different English.
Yeah.
Right? But that's where you learn it from. It's from the kids and being busy with people.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, when a little one says, I gotta go potty, you don't learn that in school.
No, you don't.
No.
So how many languages do you know?
3, I guess.
3.
German, English, and Dutch.
And so how can you learn German? A family member as well, or the area you lived in?
Well, we lived fairly close to the German border.
Yes.
But when I grew up and we had TV, there was only 5 channels. 2 were in Dutch and 3 were in German.
Ah.
So it's your closest neighbor. So that was more so than English.
Oh yeah. And so would you go to Germany to shop or do things as well?
We didn't do that much, but maybe for holidays you would go. Yeah. I think it was important for the Dutch to know German language.
And there's similar dialect, like was it easier to pick up compared to English?
Yeah, no, not really, I don't think.
No.
Some words are similar, but that's in any language, right?
Yeah.
The Dutch have a lot. I mean, I'll say I make a ragout, it's really a French word.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've taken the chicken out of the broth and just placed the broth aside for later. And in the pot we put a little butter, right?
Yeah, we'll put some butter.
How much butter?
About 1/3 of a cup.
Okay.
Yeah, keep her going.
We're serious about butter.
Yeah, it can't be too high.
Okay, so we want this lower. We don't want to burn it.
And in the meantime, I've cut the chicken up.
Okay. So we just dice up the chicken nice.
Yeah, just kind of shredded it a little bit, right?
Good.
Yeah. And then, okay, now we need our flour.
Okay.
We do about, I think it was 1/3 of a cup. No, 1/3 of a cup of butter and 1/4 cup of flour.
Okay. So this is going to be the gravy. This will make it, thicken it up.
Yeah, we can call it gravy, we can call it kind of a stew.
Yeah.
Or we'll go with the French word ragout.
Ragout. And that is, ideally that's what a ragout means, is the thickening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I need my broth.
The broth.
And
so once the flour is mixed in, we have no lumps, then we add.
There, I want. First add some curry.
Some curry. Okay. And now this, where you could add curry or other flavors that they make. Like maybe poultry seasoning or what have you, depending on what flavor you want.
Yeah.
Oh, I love curry though. That smells good. And just keep whisking it all together.
Yeah. So, until you kind of get a smooth
paste or paste. Like we want it thicker than.
We want it
not soupy.
No, not soupy. We want it thick. This is almost the right consistency.
Okay, great. Oh yeah, like applesauce or. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's a good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so then we'll add. If you want to hold on to that one,
so
we'll add our mushrooms.
This just just keeps getting better and better.
There, and then we're gonna add our chicken.
Okay.
See, now in the meantime, it's gotten thicker already.
Yeah,
right?
it has.
Yeah. Now we can maybe take this one instead.
Okay. Stir. Oh, this smells so good and looks so good. Next holiday season, if you're wanting leftover turkey stuff, this would
absolutely.
This would be good. Easter or Thanksgiving.
Okay,
oh, this looks so good.
Good job.
Hey, I'm a good sous chef.
You're a fast learner.
Yep. FCSS teaches me a lot.
Yeah, apparently. Yes. You just kind of, there you go, by luck.
Okay.
I guess on how thick you want it. I think that's close enough.
Okay.
A little bit more. Okay. Now we gotta.
So we have just a nice consistency. Okay. So now.
So really, you should taste it a little bit to see if you need any salt or pepper added in there. Would you like to give it a try?
This would be the time that you taste it and adjust it. I actually can't eat it.
Oh, you can.
I have celiac.
Oh,
I don't get to eat anything good.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know. I wish I could.
Well, you know what? Can you do it with
I can
rice
do this all.
flour?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna actually make a gluten-free version of this.
Am I okay to taste it like this?
Yes, I think so.
We need some pepper.
We need some pepper. Okay.
Yeah, not salt, but we need some. Yeah, a fair bit of pepper.
Fair bit. I like pepper too.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay, we're done. So now let's get a plate. Oh, where's my parsley? I got parsley. Oh, we're gonna make it look good too, right? It's not just tasting good.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want to hold on to it?
I do.
Where does my...
I have it. I'm hiding lots of things over here.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'll put that on. And you know what? We might even have enough for 2 of our...
Ooh. They're just the prettiest little pastries. And this is how they looked in Holland, in Netherlands too. Like this is just so pretty.
So, okay, now we need a bigger spoon. There we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'll take this one out.
Oh. This is the prettiest meal. Oh. And you know, like this wasn't a lot of work, and this looks like we would have slaved all day preparing this.
Kind of, maybe.
Yeah. Like look at that.
Look at that. And then we're gonna decorate it up a little bit. We can, and you know, with cooking, you can actually add some parsley in there if you want.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we'll just put some around it. There. Voila! Een kippenpastijtje from Holland. Enjoy.
So, Desiree, what was the hardest part of moving to a new country?
What was the hardest part? I think missing my direct family, my mom and my sisters. Trying to build up new friendships.
Yeah. And was Rimbey welcoming? Was it?
Yeah, very much. But the hard part is because, you know, I was here for 3 weeks holidays. After I went home, I got engaged after a week and a half. I was home in Holland for 3 months, and then we came back and we got married here. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I wanted, because this was going to be my home. Mm-hmm. So we had a big wedding in the old community center that's now torn down.
Yes.
And the next few months I would meet people on the street and I'd say, Desiree, how are you? Is it going okay? How do you like to winter? And I would say, really nice. And I had no clue who I was talking to. I was just one person new to the community and they knew me, but I didn't know anyone. And that took a long time because you're home so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone in Rimbey knows everyone.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, then you know their cousin or their sister.
Yeah.
So it's
that takes a long time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Get everybody straightened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any funny experiences moving or strange things that happened when you?
No, not really.
Settled in. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you weren't afraid of anything? Good. Well, you were already here babysitter or being a nanny.
Yeah.
In this area, in this community?
Yeah, in Red Deer actually.
In Red Deer?
Yeah. And my sister lived, and that's how I got here. She lived just west of Rimbey here. They had a hog operation.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got to know the area a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was all good. Yeah.
And grocery shopping in Holland, do you have supermarkets?
Yeah.
Or was it more smaller markets?
No, big supermarkets.
So
just
very
like
similar.
Here. Yeah. But we have, like here we have the farmers market, but in Europe, well in Holland especially, but all over Europe you have big markets. Like on Monday there was a market downtown and it was mostly vegetables and cloth. Like whether you for sewing and that kind of stuff. On Wednesdays there was a market and that was usually just vegetables and fruits and maybe some flowers. And Saturday was the big market and then you had anything from books to vegetables to cheese to you name it, it was there.
Very
Fish,
cool.
Yeah.
So a great way for local farmers to come and sell their things and
yeah, not really. No, it wasn't local farmers.
Oh, it wasn't. It was big.
That's people. That's how they
sold.
They
because
sold,
there were so many markets, and it was that was a way for
It was not
industry.
necessarily farmers.
It wasn't. No. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Speaking of produce, we have a really, really large carrot here. Is this like one that was grown in Holland?
So the story behind this, well, of course this is one of my wooden shoes. And you know, they always said farmers in Holland would wear the wooden shoes, but actually when I grew up in school, it was kind of an in thing as a teenager. We would wear the wooden shoes.
And you'd wear them every day to school?
Yeah, just for shits and giggles.
With the sock on? Like you put your sock on?
Yeah, but a really thick sock, and it was like a thick wool gray sock. And it was just a fashion statement.
Comfortable? Was it good?
I didn't mind it. You have to get used to it because this part it tends to be hard on the top of your foot.
Yeah.
But it takes a while. You get used to it.
They kind of break in a little bit, and your foot gets used to it.
Yeah.
Build up callus.
Yeah. But here they don't work as good because the snow sticks underneath it.
Yeah.
So if you walk in the snow, it will slowly build. Anyways, back to my carrot. The carrot. So this, if you see this, it would be sitting at a wood stove in Holland. And the time of year would be the beginning of December. Mm-hmm. In Holland, the big thing, when I grew up, we had Christmas, but it had the Christian background on Christmas. But there was no gifts. We never did gifts at Christmas. It was about family and getting together and the birth of Christ. But on December 5th, we celebrated St. Nicholas. His actual birthday was December 6th, but he would come with his Black Peter and on his white stallion and would go from roof to roof to roof, and he would bring presents and goodies for the kids. And so we would set our shoe, and so commonly it would be the wooden shoe with a carrot and maybe some milk, and that was for the horse. So when they would come, then the horse would get a carrot.
Carrot. And he would leave something in your shoe for you. Toy or trinket or snack. Any of those. Very
Just
cool.
a small thing. And you usually did that about a week before his actual birthday celebration. And that celebration, that was the gift.
That was
time
the gift.
that we did the gifts. And it was usually when you were older, you drew a name.
Yeah.
And the main thing you had to have with it was a poem. And it was all about making a poem.
So you made a poem for every person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice.
Yeah.
We need to get back to that.
Yeah, it would be cool.
And then we're airing this now just shortly after New Year's. So is New Year's different in Holland?
Yeah, I don't know. We partied. We had fireworks. Like everyone does. Like as soon as it's midnight, you say Happy New Year, and we beeline it outside, and we shoot off fireworks. And not just the beautiful fireworks, but the ones that make the really big bangs.
Yeah.
And you would spend outside for a couple 3 hours, and shoot stuff.
And a little warmer there. Your the winters are warmer, a lot less snow than here.
Yeah, we've had lots of winters where there was no snow.
No snow. No. So, which winter do you prefer? Do you prefer snow?
I like the seasons.
Yeah.
Like that we have a hot summer and a cold winter. But the older I get, I'm longing for the sun and the heat. So
yes.
The winters can be a little bit shorter for my liking.
Mine too. I agree. Well, I think that we learned so much about the Netherlands and Holland, and I really wish to thank you so much for showing us this delicious meal and teaching me and all of us all of these wonderful things that we learned. And so I want to say thank you to Desiree, and I hope you enjoy making this meal. We're very lucky to learn it. Thanks.
You're welcome. It was a joy being here, and I could do a lot more different dishes yet. So if you ever run out, I'll do another Dutch one.
Wonderful. Okay. We're happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.